Hi friends, I'm back for part 2 of my theory of everything. And if you haven't watched the first video, I definitely recommend you go back and watch it because it's way too much for me to recap here. But we're going to move forward. Now that we've talked about how everything from the beginning of the universe to the coherence of the fields of your body works, I want to talk a little bit about the idea of guides, your higher self, and how it fits into all this scientific framework and the things that I'm talking about. Hi friends, my name is Erin. I'm a frequency and clarity coach, and I'm here to help. So just like before, this is a lot of information, so I have written it down so I don't lose track and I can actually make my way through this. And I want to say again, I know I'm probably not the first person to put all of this together. I'm not trying to say that, but I am the first person I know to put this all together, and it's the first time I'm seeing it like this. And if you want a written version of everything I'm saying, I actually just published it on my Patreon page for free, so you can go back and check it out. And again, sorry I'm not looking into your beautiful eyes while I do this, but I have to read the paper. All right. Once you understand that the universe is made of vibrating fields and that your body is one of those coherent field patterns, it becomes easier to see that consciousness itself follows the same structure. This is where science and spirituality stop being different languages, and they start describing the same thing through different lenses. In physics, we already accept that certain forces exist as fields. So gravity is a field, electromagnetism is a field, the quantum vacuum is a field. Consciousness fits naturally into this architecture. Instead of treating it as something your brain produces, we can understand your brain as the instrument that tunes into a larger consciousness field. This used to be called the ether, friends. It shapes it, it interprets it, it filters it like a radio. Not because consciousness is small, but because your nervous system can only process a narrow bandwidth of what you actually are. Your body is physically limited in its ability to perceive frequencies. This is where the idea of the higher self becomes not just mystical, but structurally logical. If your physical body is the tuning device, then your higher self is the full broadcast. It is the complete, coherent, high-frequency version of you. Not another being, not something above you. It is your total consciousness field. Your identity stretched through timelines, portals, and dimensions. You experience one moment of the field at a time because your biology can only tune into a small slice of it. The higher self experiences the whole thing at once. Are you still with me? Okay, good. In the same resonance-based model we've already been using, meaning your physical state is a lower bandwidth expression of a much larger pattern, intuition becomes the moments when your field briefly aligns with that bigger coherence. Manifestation becomes the process of pulling information and potential down from that higher field into physical form. What you call guidance isn't something external whispering down from the sky. It's you in a more complete state sending a signal. I really can't even start to tell you how excited I am that I am understanding this in this way. It is so amazing to me. Okay, so once you understand the higher self this way, it becomes easy to place spirit guides, ancestors, angels, and other non-physical presences within the same structure. They are not exceptions to the rules. They follow the same rules. Think of them as highly stable consciousness fields, patterns of information that have enough coherence to maintain a recognizable identity over time. It's the same physics that governs everything else. When energy stabilizes, it forms something distinct. Particles do it, stars do it, humans do it, collective emotions do it when they form archetypes like the mother, the healer, the trickster, or the warrior. And consciousness fields beyond the physical do it too, like dead peeps. And this goes along with the idea of everything returning back to the one, right? When these fields are no longer coherent, they dissolve back into the overall field of consciousness or the universe, I guess. I don't know. So, spirit guides are simply coherent fields of consciousness that you can tune into. They have stable signatures. They maintain consistency. They interact with you through resonance, not language. When your emotional system rises into a clearer, calmer, more stable state, you match their frequency and communication becomes possible. This is why meditation, dreams, and intuitive states are the places people feel them the most. Your brain waves slow down, your nervous system settles, your field becomes quiet enough to register subtle information. And this structure actually scales up really well. So it does. Let's talk about it. At the foundation is the quantum field. This is pure vibration, right? From that emerges your biological field, the resonant instrument of your body. That body is guided by the personal field of your higher self. That higher self interacts with the collective field of human archetypes, and surrounding all of it are transpersonal consciousness fields, guides, ancestors, non-physical intelligence, patterns stable enough to be experienced as individual presences. But they all communicate the same way, and that's through resonance. Your emotional state alters your frequency. That frequency shifts your perception. That perception determines which field you can align with. I feel like that was a massive sentence right there. When you're elevated, steady, or open, you access higher frequency information. When you're overwhelmed or fearful, the connection becomes harder to maintain. It isn't punishment, it's just freaking physics, people. Coherence can only be sensed when the receiving system is coherent enough to register it. I mean, can we just talk about the brain bombs that are happening right now? I hope you saved this for later. And this is where everything kind of comes together. From the smallest particle to the largest star, from your personal emotions to collective human archetypes, from ancestors to guides to your higher self, the mechanism that creates identity is always the same. Resonance creates coherence. Coherence creates form. I wish you could hear the angels singing in my head right now. That's the architecture of the universe, friends. That's how it works. That is it. Nuts to bolts. That's how it works. And that's why healing actually matters. When you release dense emotional states like fear, shame, and old patterns of survival, you're not just feeling better. You're raising the coherence of your field. You're tuning your instrument. And the clearer your field becomes, the more easily you align with the higher structures already connected to you. Your intuition, your purpose, your highest timeline, your guides, and the wider field of consciousness that has been part of you all along. In other words, just to say what so many people have already said, the same physics that builds stars is the physics that governs your awakening experience. And everything in the universe is always moving toward greater coherence, including you. I actually feel like I want to cry, and I'm very calm at the same time. I feel like I have this huge new understanding of the universe and how it works, and that gives me a personal sense of power. I'm not at the mercy of anything. I absolutely have control. I just have to learn how to work with my device, right? Once I learn how to work with my device, I can tune into anything I want. I can listen to any station because I'm that powerful. And friend, so are you. And how exciting is it that we are here together right now at this time and can do this together? I think it's amazing. And I really hope this information helped you. I hope you watch it more than once, and I hope you share it with people so that they also have a greater understanding. But watch both parts. If you want a written version, you can check out my Patreon channel. There's a whole written version right there for you, right? And why is that? Because today is a great day, friends. It's a great day.